Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where we give you all of the latest gaming news. And we finally may have an actual date for the PlayStation 5 event, and it's right around the corner. Of course, fans have been eagerly awaiting the PlayStation 5 reveal, where we get to see some next generation games, and maybe some of those coveted PlayStation first party games as well. So don't go anywhere, and we will talk about that here in just a bit. Now, the Xbox may be preparing for an Xbox Series X event as well, as something very interesting popped up online yesterday. But before we get into all that, let's talk about some of the quick news first, and we do have a lot to talk about today. And right away, I want to give some coverage for a few release dates over the next week because I almost feel this has been a very sneaky busy week for gaming, and some games may just get a bit overshadowed. Just yesterday, Minecraft Dungeons released, and then on the 29th, we get Xenoblade Definitive Edition alongside the BioShock Collection, XCOM 2, and the Borderlands Collection on the Switch. So yeah, I want to shine some light on two more games for just a moment. So today, Phantasy Star Online 2 did release on the PC, or more specifically on Windows 10. This is not available on Steam, unfortunately, but you know, fans have been wanting this game to release in the West for 8 long years, and now that Sega has officially brought it over to the West, it's our turn to support this game in return. It's free to play, and it's a really good game, so go check that out, and of course it is available on Xbox as well. And for the other game, Fables will be releasing on the Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 tomorrow on the 28th. Now, I do own this game as I bought it last year on Steam, and this actually is a fantastic game, especially if you like the old classic Paper Mario games. I know fans are super excited for the Origami King, as they should be, but truthfully, Fables is a phenomenal Paper Mario-like game, and it nails the charm and sense of humor of the old Paper Mario games. In fact, the combat is also perfect for this type of game, and definitely go check this out. It seems to be overlooked, and that truly is a shame. With that said though, let's get right into the news, and Xenoblade Definitive Edition reviews have been coming in, and as of this video, it has an 89 overall score on Metacritic. Now this goes back to what I was talking about on Monday, because yes, fans were freaking out about the dynamic resolution of the Xenoblade remake. Yeah, its resolution is lower than what many fans probably want. It's lower than 720p in handheld mode, and even in docked, it won't be running at 720p all the time. But like I said the other day, a good game is a good game. Sure, visuals is always nice, and of course, having a better resolution adds to those visuals, but resolution alone will not break a game from being fun. The remake does look better than ever before because yes, it is a remake where they changed most assets in the game. And yeah, if you like Xenoblade, you definitely need to be excited for this game because it's sounding really good. And while we are on the topic of Nintendo, here is something really exciting for you Switch fans out there. So Virtuous Games have become a bit of a poster child for Nintendo Switch ports, and it's easy to figure out why. They have ported some pretty big games over to the Switch, including Dark Souls, Starlink, The Outer Worlds, and the BioShock Collection. And this has led Nintendo fans to wonder, what will they port to the Switch next? Well, according to Virtuous Games, the amount of choice is limitless as they believe any current generation game available on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 can be ported over to the Switch. That means they believe games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey could possibly run on the Switch platform with their expertise. Now, they didn't actually mention those two games in specific, so don't get ahead of yourself or anything. Those games have not been announced. But nonetheless, you do have somebody like Saber Interactive, and they somehow managed to port The Witcher 3 over to the Switch, which is an incredible achievement. And even though it doesn't look nearly as good as the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 counterpart, it's still impressive nonetheless. And some people will be more than willing to sacrifice graphics for that sweet handheld experience. So yeah, I do think that there is a market for that type of stuff, but still that is quite a big statement there, and I will ask your thoughts on this subject. Do you think a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 is possible to run on the Switch? And hey, if you could choose any game to be ported over to the Switch, what would it be? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, we got 3 quick updates for some games. So Street Fighter V has been around for quite a while now, and it did release back in 2016, but the support for this game has been outstanding by Capcom. When Street Fighter V first released, it was heavily criticized for its lack of content, but throughout time it's really found its footing, and now Capcom will be releasing a new season this summer that will include 5 new characters and 3 new stages. That will bring the total amount of characters up to 45, which is insane for a fighting game. I think this generation has really shown what a games as a service can actually be. This is not the only game that has went through those initial criticisms. Killer Instinct, another fighting game, went through something very similar, and personally, that's my favorite fighting game of all time. Please Xbox, let's make a new KI for the Xbox Series X. I'm begging you, let's make that happen. Also, Rainbow Six Siege, Sea of Thieves, and No Man's Sky all released with similar criticisms as well, and all ended up being great games as they released more content over time. Unfortunately, reviews don't change as these games get updated, and I think that's a real flaw when it comes to reviews, but it goes to show you that games as a service is not necessarily just about the initial launch. Now also, Dead by Daylight will be getting a new character as well, and this is pretty cool. So Pyramid Head from Silent Hills will be heading over to the survival horror game Dead by Daylight this June. And something that immediately came to my mind when I heard this was those Silent Hills rumors for the PlayStation 5. And if you are unaware of this, there has been a rumor floating around that PlayStation does have a Silent Hills exclusive for the PlayStation 5. Dusk Golem, a credible insider, has been pretty adamant about this Silent Hills game being in development, but nothing has been announced as of this moment, and one reason for that may be because Sony has not revealed the PlayStation 5 just yet. Well, what if I told you we may possibly now know when the PlayStation 5 will be revealed? According to a new report by Jason Schreier, we may possibly have an inkling as to when it could be, which will be on June 3rd. Before we talk about this anymore though, I do want to emphasize this and that Sony has not confirmed this just yet. But now both Jason Schreier and Jeff Grubb has claimed this June 3rd or 4th date for the PlayStation 5 event. Jason Schreier, of course, is a highly regarded figure in the game industry for knowing this type of stuff, and Jeff Grubb is also a game journalist from a well-respected news outlet, VentureBeat, so it's really starting to look like it will be on June 3rd or even the 4th. Both of them, though, has mentioned that because of the worldwide situation right now, that these plans are still in a bit of a flux, so things still could change. Though one more thing Jason Schreier mentioned that I found to be really interesting was that it sounds like Sony may be doing something similar to Xbox. Jason Schreier noted that Sony is not expected to reveal every single detail on the PlayStation 5 at this event, and other PlayStation 5 events may follow the following weeks and months after. But why would they do that? And I actually think that this is a strategy with both Xbox and PlayStation 5 right now. They both are in an unspoken stalemate right now when it comes to pricing of the console. I think Microsoft is waiting for Sony to announce the PlayStation 5 price, and I think Sony is waiting for the Series X price before they talk. It's unfortunate for us fans eager to figure out that price, but it's kind of amusing when you think about it. With that said though, I would not be shocked if Sony once again does not reveal the price of the PlayStation 5, which brings me to my next topic. So Xbox did post a URL for what looks to be the pre-order page for the Xbox Series X. As you can see here, the little blue button that says coming soon looks kind of similar to where you should be able to buy the console. So I'm thinking that release date and price point might be announced soon. We all of course know that there will be an Xbox event sometime in June, and from what I'm hearing, it could be hardware related. So is it possible that they could announce the price and date there? There has even been a rumor of the Series X releasing earlier than what we expected, but granted, I have no idea if that's true or not. I mean, the only official information we have from Microsoft is a holiday launch. Nonetheless, you might want to keep an eye out on this page as it might sell out very quickly, and June is set up to be a very interesting month. We probably have that PlayStation 5 event early in the month, then an Xbox event afterwards, and that's not all because the IGN Summer of Games officially announced their schedule as well. And yeah, there is a lot to look forward to there. We have a date for the CD Projekt Red stream, Torchlight 3, Guilty Gear Strive, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and several unannounced games as well. So IGN's Summer of Games is sounding pretty good here, and June may not have an E3, but I'm going to look at the positive here. The way these games will be handled allows me to cover these games better than I ever would have been before. The thing about E3 is that it is extremely exciting, but there are just so many games there that gets unfortunately overlooked. This though allows news outlets to cover games the way they should be, and who knows, you may find a new game this year that you wouldn't have otherwise thanks to how spread out these game announcements will be. With that said though, I do miss E3 and the excitement, but I still think there are some positives with these type of announcements. Regardless though, we still do have one more topic to talk about, which is Xbox's game streaming service, Project XCloud. Of course, Project XCloud still is in beta, but if you are in the beta, you will be getting access to 5 more games completely free of charge. And yes, this will be available today, so as soon as this video ends, go play any of those games right now. This list includes Mortal Kombat 10, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Batman Arkham Knight, Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and Pillars of Eternity. All 5 of these games are actually really good too, and Ori just released a few months ago. And that really is the thing. XCloud is only in beta right now, but its support is already among the best in the industry, and it looks even better than Google Stadia. It just goes to show you why you don't rush this type of stuff to the market, and I've used XCloud myself and it runs really well on my phone paired with the Razer Jungle Cat Switch-like controllers. Once again though, Xbox has been doing a fantastic job recently, and XCloud is a big part of their future plans, so go check that out. And if you aren't already in the beta, definitely go do so. I believe it has over 50 free games, so that's a big seller right there. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Peace out.